Hello, Paul is the best for UK here, and welcome to another Game of Day video. So today we're looking at Uncle Jack. I've never played this one before. This is by JJ Soft, Jerome Kwast. Is that a Quast? I apologise if I've said your name wrong. Never heard of this one before, never played it either. So let's have a look at this game today. So Uncle Jack on the ZX Spectrum. Right, okay, so we've got some nice music to start us off. This is a 48k game. Don't think it runs on 16k. I think you need a 48k machine. So it's just basic controls on this one. It's 6 and 7 to go left and right, 0 to jump. Or you can use a joystick, one of the SJS1 ports if you've got a later Spectrum Sinclair interface, because that's mapped to 6 and 7 for left and right, and fire button is mapped to 0 anyway. So yeah, you could use a joystick in, I think it's port 2 maybe. Maybe it's port 1, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm just going to use the rubber key keyboard. I'm using the Spectrum for retro games for this. Rubber key keyboard, 6, 7 and 0. So let's start the game. Okay, so we got off the bat I've noticed that we've got an oxygen tiling down quite fast. We can move left and right, like I said, with them controls. 0 to jump. It's always good when the fire button is to jump, or the separate button and up is to jump. I always appreciate that more. But this looks like a lift. Can we go up the lift? No. Okay, so that's got enough power, hasn't it? I wonder if we have to collect that before we can go on the lift, maybe. Let's try that. So that's turned into a block, actually. Try it. Okay, so 9 is moving the lift, and so is 8. So yeah, it's fully compliant with interface 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, so let's get this other flashing one. Right, so it looks like there's some precise jumping needed on this. It's much better that you use a fire button or 0 to jump. Ah, that's moved that block there, so there's a right arrow on that flashing one now. I'm guessing that's going to be the way to progress to the next screen. Oh shit! Ah, falling down! Oh, you fuck! Oh, it's one of them games where you've got to do it all again. So you can see on the very right there, there's a block there. That's what that bomb does on the left. And obviously we've got to collect this arrow first. Let's go for the lift here. So have you ever played this one? I've never heard of it before. It's quite... I typed in Google most obscure ZX Spectrum games, and this is one of them that come up, so I decided to try it. Oh, you fuck! Right, okay, let's try this again. He looks like he's got... Look at the way he walks, it's quite amusing. I think I read somewhere about the game he's got a broken ankle or something. Not sure what the story behind that is, but it does seem to be a tiny bit inspired by Manic Miner, maybe. It's got like the name of the room at the bottom, and it's not quite as polished as Manic Miner is. It seems a lot more easier than Manic Miner as well. Right, let's jump across. Typical of one ZX Spectrum 48 beeper sounds. They actually sound quite good when it's in an actual vintage system, because it comes out the internal beeper, and it's very nostalgic to me. That is. It's a shame the Spectrum by Retro Games hasn't got an internal speaker actually. If anyone knows if you can add that as a modification, let me know in the comments. Right, okay, so let's try this again. I'm not doing very good, am I? It's all about the jumping on this. It's one of them slightly frustrating games where you've got to get the jump really precise, or you're just going to not make it as close as you can to the edge by the looks of things. Right, you have to hold down the up button for the lift to move. You can't just press it once and it moves. And this is the maximum height it can go. Right, let's try this again. Oh, you're not getting close enough to the edge, Paul. Let's give this another try here. Obviously, every time you get curled, you need to collect all the items in the level again. Or the screen, should I say. There we go. Yeah, simplistic in nature, but it does the job. It's not a bad game, actually. Once you die, you sort of want to keep playing it until you get to where you want to be, which is quite good in a game, because that means it's got a bit of lastability. Graphics are very primitive, of course. I don't think it's written in a basic, because I think it's too fast for that. I think it might be written in machine code. If you can, oh, I've done it again, you know. You can write something like this in BASIC, but it'd be very slow because obviously the Spectrum, the Z80 has to compute all the BASIC commands and sort of readdress them as binary machine code or whatever. That's why the Spectrum, on the Spectrum Next, the modern equivalent to Spectrum, BASIC is very fast because it's got obviously a much faster ARM CPU or whatever it's got. Right, let's try going back this way. Let's try and do this properly this time. Right. Okay, come on. Yes. There we go. Oh, screen 2. Right, it looks like we've got to get a key. There's also that up arrow again. I presume that activates the lift. So let's get on the lift. Can we move the lift yet? No, we can't. So that's exactly what that up arrow does. It activates the lift. So that's quite clever, isn't it? For the age of the game. Get that. Then of course we've got to walk back to the lift without dropping. I presume that blue stuff is water and it kills you. Right. Oh no! Oh, and it's game over as well. So Uncle Jack's opinion, bad, but my opinion of Uncle Jack, the video game on the ZX Spectrum, quite favourable actually. It's quite. It might not look the part, but it plays quite well, especially if you use the rubber keys on the keyboard on the original Spectrum. And I'm going to give that one a nice, maybe overgenerous, some people might think, but I think it's a great game, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a pleasant rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!